Thank you for taking the time to look at the preview of our English Language Arts for the Texas End of Course exam. This is the ELA 1 Tutorial Center, and we're just kind of giving you a brief overview of what you get when you purchase our tutorial program. As you can see, we have these buttons, and you do have to go through this information in order. We have it laid out to have the most benefit for you. We have a list of all the objectives that will be tested on the exam, plus for each category, the number of questions or short answers that you're going to have to do for these objectives. And then grading criteria. And in the grading criteria, we actually break it down to scoring guides for the essay. What the TEA is looking for and what the graders use to score the essays for not only the essay but all the different short answers for the reading section and then the passing standards. And then in our content tutorials, we have tutorials over writing the essays. We have tutorials over reading strategies, reading comprehension with practice selections, and vocabulary. The best way to get a great grade on these essays is to use very good vocabulary, and we give you different lessons and different hints on the type of vocabulary to use. Test-taking strategies. In the test-taking strategies, we talk about how to take multiple choice tests, essay question testing strategies, then we go through general guidelines, and most importantly, we have a section on reducing your test anxiety, which can be very important in taking these tests. These are high-stakes tests, but remember, you do have other shots at taking it. Then after that, we have loaded the practice test. You can download a practice test. We have reading selections attached, and then also download the answer key. One thing to point out in the answer key, the answer key shows each question what category to which objective that refers back to. So you can actually see after you have graded everything of the 6 different categories of the tested objectives, which ones you're weak on and which ones you need to work on. And what we feel is one of our most unique processes is we have a test analysis. We take each section and each question, and we actually go through and show you how to solve the question. And let me just show you an example. And we're just going to go to question 1. And these are videos. Now we're going to look at the first of the writing selections and the questions that go with that selection. This writing selection, as you know, because I know you've taken the test, is on true friendship. And you can see how it's laid out, that every sentence is numbered, and then the questions refer back to the numbers. Now, in a writing selection, it's not really that necessary to read the questions ahead of time like you do in a reading selection. In fact, that might confuse you, so you're probably just better off reading the selection first. Okay, number 1, what is the most effective way to revise sentence 2? Now, one thing I do want you to do is I want you to read all of the answers before you make a selection. There's several questions that will have 2 pretty obviously wrong answers. And there's some that have maybe 2 that look really, really good. One's right, one's not as right. And so if they put A or B, something that looks right, but you have a better answer, you may go ahead and answer the wrong one before you get to the right one. Okay, so this one's kind of tricky. You look at, they enjoyed playing video games, they bowled and watched movies together. Okay? They enjoyed playing video games, bowling, and watching movies together. They enjoyed playing video games and watched movies together and bowling. They enjoyed playing video games while they also enjoyed watching movies and bowling. Okay, first off, the reason this is tricky is this one is basically there's no change. Okay, so you go back to sentence 2. They enjoyed playing video games, bowling, and watched movies together. Okay, so the only thing that was changed was watching. It looks very similar. That really is a good sentence, because if you look up here, this one, it didn't say they enjoyed bowling and watching movies, just that they enjoyed playing video games. The same down here. Okay? And this, why do you have to have an also? So the one that actually has the least change is the correct one. This should be B as the answer. Okay, the next.
So that is an example of how we go through the entire test, question by question, and show you the ways that we would look at as far as arriving at the answer. Also, in our test analysis, we give you samples of the essay and of your short answers for the reading selection, connected selections, and the short answers. And all of this, we break the samples up by their score points. So we show you, for example, if you go to score point 3, we will give you samples of essays in the past that have gotten a score point 3 and the reason that it was scored that way. So you can go in and see exactly what everybody is looking for, which is extremely valuable in being able to put together your thoughts and knowing what the graders are going to be looking at. And as we said, that we do the same thing for all the short answer. And then at the end of it, we do give you the dictionary policy so you know when you can use your dictionary throughout the test. If you are identified in a program, such as a Section 504 program at school or special education, back on the EOC Center page, we have a link to all of the allowable accommodations that you should be able to have. Make sure you read through that to make sure that your school is giving you what you are, legally able to do for the test. And finally, the last button is support questions. If you have any questions about anything on the test or any suggestions, or you want to contact us, you can do that through the support questions, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. So that is our program. Hope that you decide to go ahead and purchase the program, and hope that you do a fantastic job on this test. Thank you.